Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to just say a few things. I don't do vitamins, and neither should you. Vitamins are really hard for the body to process and get them out to, eliminate. Since 99% of people's kidneys are not filtering, those vitamins are just becoming deposited in the body, burdening the energetic pathways, which is going to cause you problems in the long run. So if you want to do supplements to help you out on your journey, make sure that these are organic. And I don't mean free of pesticides and all that stuff. Yes, you want that, but I mean organic, like living. It has a carbon hydrogen bond. So think not something that's an inert mineral, but something that is like, for instance, diatomaceous earth. It is like fossilized plant algae, something crazy like that, but it's very high in silica and it's organic, which means your body will recognize it as a food source. So that's one of the things I use. Sometimes I don't really like to use things outside of food, like fruit, for my body to take care of it because, like Dr. Moore says, when you start taking it, your body stops making it, and you just throw off all the balance of your body. Your body is an amazing computerized machine, and it knows what to do when it's given the proper energetics and fuel. And so, I've used diatomaceous earth. I'm not going to lie, as a crutch, and I will say it's really great for your hair. Your hair will just grow. Your nails will grow and be strong. It's good for your skin because it's very high in silica. So that's something to think about. If you're detoxing, you probably don't want to do that just because you want more energy to heal the body. But if you're like on a maintenance diet or you're just like whatever, that it is what it is, and that's what it is. Also, I wanted to talk about some other things that I've used to help my meditation journey, if you want to call it. So it's something called shilajit, which people can argue that it's not organic because it is minerals, it's fulvic acid, but it's also ancient plant material, which makes it an organic compound. So shilajit is really good in conjunction with another organic material called zeolites. It'll go to your pineal gland or anywhere that you have calcifications, and it starts to eat away at the calcium shells that happen over time. Like, guys, these people are, when people die and they cut the bodies open and they're looking at the glands and the tissue, we do not look good inside. Like, we are filthy. We've got all these hardening of arteries and calcium deposits, and so the zeolites are really helpful for that. So anyways, I wanted to tell you what I use those for. Specifically, I use them to open my pineal gland. When I was really into wanting to astral project and astral travel, I was like, that's it, I'm going to do it. I was very consistent with it. And I'm bringing this up because I recently was watching a lecture by some dude in China, some professor, talking about some esoteric stuff. And he was literally telling his students that to achieve this through meditation, like Kundalini rising or whatever, he said this takes a lifetime. He said it takes decades. It takes a lifetime. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, it really doesn't. Like, I will tell you, maybe I'm a little different because I was practicing asceticism and ahimsa, which I still do. That's nonviolence to yourself and others. So I was liquidarian. I was raw vegan for 5 years before. So maybe that has something to do with it because everything's energy, right? So if your food is pure energy, then maybe that does help speed things up a little bit. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I don't like hearing when anyone starts to put a limitation on how long something's going to take. And saying a lifetime is very discouraging. Like, if you are serious about opening your pineal gland and becoming connected to the ether and those around you and the things that we cannot see, and you want to feel that connection, you can totally do it. You just have to be very disciplined. And like I said, those things that I used, I can't pinpoint which one exactly worked or if they even worked. Maybe it was just my diet. But I know that I was doing shilajit every night. I was taking it in my tea and the zeolites. I was doing that. I was doing oregano oil, but I usually do that anyways. But I was also juicing and I was fasting a lot. So that does help. That helps because the less food you take into your body, the less obstructions you are presenting into your energetic pathways. And so you're more of a conduit for energy. And so this is the whole important part. So when you start doing these things, you have to start meditating. And you're going to start very small, like 3 minutes, or even like 30 seconds, then a minute, then 3 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 7 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 12 minutes, right? You're just going to go up in these little increments. Your goal is to sit for 60 minutes. The first 20 minutes, you're going to be noticing, it's going to be just wrangling the thoughts and settling the mind. That's usually the first 20 minutes of meditation. At least that was my experience. But then once you get into it and you're able to sit there and meditate for an hour, that's when you're going to start practicing. I recommend, if you are into this, you can read Kundalini Tantra. It is a great book that has a lot of hacks, I guess you can call it, on how to stimulate the pineal gland. And because the whole goal, you're trying to raise the energy from the root chakra up into the crown to become enlightened and have that nirvanic experience. But also, you want your pineal gland to secrete DMT. That is the whole part of the experience, to do it naturally. We're not going to plant medicine, which that has its place. I respect it. but to do it naturally is freaking amazing. And so work up to 60 minutes. And the idea is with this meditation, this is a complete stillness of the mind meditation. This is not a guided meditation. This is not a meditation where you just let the thoughts flow. No, it has to be completely, you have to be empty. You have to become a vessel, a container to receive. And so train your mind, just like your body is a computerized machine. Treat it like a computer, and you're reprogramming it. So every time a thought comes in, you're going to quietly put it out, and right, it's not serving you. So you're not here to let the thoughts flow. And so after a while, I can't tell you how long, maybe like 3 weeks. After a while, you're going to it's going to be, once a thought comes in, it's out right away. So you're going to work up to 60 minutes, and once you're there, the 60-minute meditation, and you have to be in complete darkness because that's what actually activates the melatonin in your pineal gland. So then you're going to start using these techniques that the ancient yogis did to start sending vibrations up to the pineal gland. You're going to start visualizing your root chakra and a ball of light starting at your tailbone with your breath, breathing in, your tailbone's lifting, that energy is traveling up the Sushumna Nadi, and then you're exhaling and you're letting everything go. And then next time you're breathing up into your diaphragm, you're going to take your tongue and place it behind your front teeth, and that is your hard palate, right? You're up on the roof of your mouth, hard palate. And then drag it back towards the center. In the center, drag it back. And where your hard palate meets your soft palate, you have a hole. And so this is where your tongue is going to have intercourse with your mouth. And it's a very spiritual thing because in embryology, everything starts from the gut tissue. Okay, so anyways, you're going to use your tongue, the tip of your tongue, and have that intercourse. And you're just basically tapping it and massaging it. And that is sending vibrations up into the pineal gland. And with all those tools that I told you, the Shilajit, the fasting, the juicing, the zeolites, all of these things combined are going to help start stimulating, decalcification of the pineal gland and opening that third eye. There's a lot of other exercises you can do. And so when you're sitting there in meditation and you're tapping and you're doing the visualization, I kid you not, it took me less than 3 months to find the I am, become the I am, and connect to everything and realize what we're here for. You don't fear death. You realize everything. It's just an overwhelming feeling of love. Everything is love. We are all connected. I am you. You are me. We are all part of source energy. It sounds really cliche, but until you experience it, you won't get it. You'll hear about it, and you just won't get it. And so I want everybody to experience this. You really do embody the Christ consciousness, and you understand that, there's no reason to be emotionally reactive because we're all just operating from a place that we're currently at, and everyone's at different places. So definitely a lot of love. You realize there is no good and evil. There is no God and Satan. Like everything just is. And so, so you kind of transcend the world of duality because we need to be in this world of duality for creation. And yeah, it's very interesting. So if you have any questions, I would love to answer the questions if I can help you. But yeah, so diatomaceous earth is something separate. That's like for hair and nails and just silica. Celery is also really good for that though. And the Shilajit and zeolites and fasting and juices, and then obviously meditation. Those are the things that I really recommend if you are trying to astral travel, if you're trying to just get enlightened. So yeah.